Good morning, everybody. Hope you're enjoying your coffee or water, whatever you want to do. I love coffee, okay? Today we're going to be doing some problem solving with this quick and dirty, and it's not necessarily going to be anything in Pro Tools, but rather noise from other rooms if you're trying to keep yourself more isolated, what's going on. This is not specifically soundproofing, it's just a cheap way to mitigate transmission from the outside in or the inside out through your door. Now, what I'm talking about is weather stripping. It's super affordable. You can find it at any Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever you got. There's a construction company right across the street from me, and it's never been an issue until I've needed to record more content recently. And so I figured, you know what, this is kind of one of those basic tips that I always give everybody, but you don't really see too much about around. So I don't know if you can hear this, but that's just an engine whirling outside. And it's across the street. It's just really loud and heavy machinery. If it wasn't a construction company across the street, wouldn't be that big of an issue. But here's the thing, most people live in a place where there's some level of weather stripping going on in their doors. I checked my front door, there's definitely no weather stripping. So we're gonna take a quick trip to Home Depot and we're gonna find the solution for this for us. Okay, it's later in the day, we're back from Home Depot, we did our work for the day. Now it's time to seal it up. Okay, so first things first, I picked up the vinyl covered sponge rubber weather seal from Frost King. It's not that complicated to put on. If you got a stapler, you can do it. If you got a brad nailer, you can do it. It comes with little nails, but you don't have to use those little nails. It take forever to just do everything with a hammer. If you're lucky enough to have a brad nailer, awesome. If you have a stapler, even better, because that'll hold it down even better for a longer bit of time. First things first, you're gonna wanna check the outside of your door when the door is closed. You wanna see how much of a gap there is so you can then see how thick you need the material to be that you're gonna be putting in between. They come in sizes like 3/16 all the way to an inch, some of them even past that, but you just want to make sure that it's thick enough to fit, but not thick enough to stop the door from fully closing. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is measure the door jamb to see how wide it is. You want to make it at least look somewhat clean. Okay, we're just going to have this all fast forward in the view just because it's just a bunch of nailing and stapling going on, but you want to make sure that you're actually putting the seal in a spot where it's going to actually touch the door. If it's just in the corner and the door barely touches it, it's not going to seal properly. You want to make sure that it's in constant contact with the door when the door is sealed. Now, you can do another layer of staples and brad nails if you'd like. I personally went through 2 rows of brad nails and some staples just to make sure it held in place. But I always started with the brad nailer first in case I needed to pull it off. It would be easy enough to pull it off. Next thing you want to do is check to see if any light is still coming through. If the light is still coming through, then it's not properly sealing. So you can always do a flashlight check if you're in the dark and there's no sunlight outside, but if you can just close the door with some light on the other side and see the light, then you need to do another layer or find another alternative, maybe something thicker or whatever you might want to do. In my case, I actually doubled up and that actually worked in sealing the actual door frame. Now, once you've gone ahead and actually sealed up everything, you don't see any light anymore, now you can actually do a noise test, which I did. And this is what you're gonna hear is literally from my iPhone. And you already know, the iPhone compresses the living hell out of sound, so it picks up every little detail from far away and everything. Just wait till you hear the difference. Now, you don't have to be a pro engineer to hear that difference. Like, realistically, that was huge. And this is why I'm always telling people, if you're really just trying to get the best recordings out of your house, not everything has to be expensive. To be honest, it took maybe a roll and a half, maybe 20 to 30 bucks to create that much of a difference in the door. You don't have to put a panel on the door to get it to isolate more. You have to, seal up your air gaps. A lot of the noise from outside is literally coming in from the edges of your door. You could say the same thing about your windows and anything else that technically is just a hole. For instance, where I live now, there was security cameras that were passed through the wall, and because of that, they just put a hole through the wall, sealed it up with a tube and everything. That's going to be the next thing I seal up, because sure enough, there's sound coming through that tube. Now, there's going to be a bunch of different things that can make a difference. For instance, this is a hollow core door that also has one of those mailbox slots in it that was sealed. We stuffed it and sealed it again. But if we had a solid core door, that also would help. But once again, if you're just working in an old home and things of that nature, if you're working in an apartment, there's only so much you can honestly do. Soundproofing in those cases is typically impossible unless you're planning on doing some pretty major construction. Now, we can dive into those kind of topics in the future, but for now, once again, these videos are meant to be quick and dirty just to kind of get the habit there, and I'll learn how to make them better over time. But if this is the kind of stuff you like, as always, do the things that every YouTuber has ever told you to do in life, but, you know, just keep it simple, you know, just let me know if you like the video, subscribe, whatever. Hopefully we can get I don't know, let's set a goal for 1,000 followers before, I don't know, end of summer. I feel like that might be realistic, but if this helped you out, just let me know, and I'll see you guys on the next one.